Good morning, everybody. Um, I was just hanging out today. Oop. 1 second, sorry. I was just hanging out this morning. And I'm like, why not do another Doodle Log? Merge layers. Cool. Tab. Oop. Fix tab. B. Okay. Hope things are going good. Let's get a few lines down. I'll be honest, I didn't really come into this with a game plan, which I guess I don't ever do. I just kind of wanted to make something, whatever that was. Doodle Log, what Doodle Log do? What the Doodle Log do? My friends, they showed me this website where it showed medieval descriptions of creatures and like animals, and they had the cool idea like, what if you, I don't know, what if from those descriptions you just tried to draw the animal you thought it was, rather than necessarily knowing what the animal was they were trying to describe? Because some of them are real weird, and some of them are just straight up fantasy creatures. Like one of them was just, I think it was just like ant lion. It was like the offspring of an ant and a lion, and I just do wonder about that. Like, what are the logistics? Boop. But that doesn't work. That doesn't work. But I wonder. Sorry if you don't like bugs. I just totally just threw that one up there. I'm trying to in my drawings overthink less. I'm kind of just trying to hit the ground running and see what comes out, good or bad. I mean, obviously the nature of the doodle is that it kind of doesn't matter what it comes out as, but I can even get really caught up in that. So I'm trying not to even have thoughts about what marks I'm making, because that's all stuff that I can refine later and think about. Like, is that really what I wanted, or how can I make this cooler? Right now, it's just about I don't know, kind of freeing myself up to do whatever and see what comes out. Gotta get that main. Mm-hmm. I like I like messing with the proportions of things. Like I don't like just normal sized um, creatures. I want some like monstrous looking things, like some weird shaped ones too. So I guess this is kind of my wheelhouse right now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 segments. That torso one's pretty much the size of their head. And I got a teeny tiny one. And I got a big old butt. How does that leg look? Oh, those legs just look like big old. There's this funky shape with animal legs and feet. Like there's goes that way, this way, and this way. Probably to zoom out a little bit. Tiny feet. Ooh, he's got a big butt, dude. I'm not a fan of these legs. Oops. I will say, like I said, I won't do Control Z because I feel like that's like I don't know, I feel like that's not like a great way to go about drawing, but erasing is fine in my eyes. So long as it's like a conscious decision and not just a reflex. That's more legs than ants have, but who cares? This creature doesn't exist. Gotta get those little hairy things on the ends of like a bug. They always have like a little bit of hair on there, like carapace. Kind of cool almost. I'm kind of digging it. think I'm gonna try and talk a little bit less, which I guess I have been in this video, just to see if I can make something, you know, because I really can't kind of walk and talk. Like, it's messes with the flow of my drawing and thought process. I like him better in the first pass, honestly. No, I'll keep that one around. You don't know what you don't like if you don't keep it around. Yeah, that was not an improvement upon the design. That was a bleh. Yeah. Let me combine these. Merge layers. Thank you. I do wonder how like 'cause there's that statistic that says that like you swallow however many spiders in your sleep, and I don't know, spiders aren't that dumb, right? Like they gotta know not to go in there, and that's my only thing that I have to say about that. You know, I watched a lot of Jack's films and stuff, and in all that like Sniper Wolf stuff, and I can't help but think about when he was doing he was calling like videos like nothing burgers, or like at least like commentary nothing burgers, where it's just like absolutely nothing was said that meant anything, and sometimes I feel like that when I like talk in this. Where it's like, yeah, there wasn't really anything that had to be said there. It was just said for the sake of it. Yeah, no, it looks like he's infected with something. Yeah, whatever. I don't know if I've said this before already, but cylinders are my comfort shape to draw. Cylinders on cylinders in cylinders. They're just kind of hypnotic. Kind of just go on forever. I realize now the reason there's so much, not so much, the reason that they do speed paints and like sped up footage is so that you can just kind of cut away from the absolute silence and not super interesting parts of drawing where you're just putting down the lines versus actually making something that looks cool until, you know, when it actually starts looking cool. One of the things that I have trouble with when it comes to drawing is filling up a canvas with like proportionately sized drawing. I tend to like really zoom in and just commit to that to this space that I've carved out for myself. When I realize, like when I zoom all the way out, like I've covered a pretty decent amount of space on this one. I think that was all right, but sometimes it'll definitely just be too puny and not take up enough space. I almost wonder if, like, you know, when I see friends, when I see people, like, because I'm around, like, once a week around some people, and when they talk to me, they're like, hey, Jordan, how have you been? What are you up to? Anything new to share? And sometimes, yeah, sometimes no. But if I'm spending, like, every day with somebody, if they ever ask me how I'm doing or, like, what's going on, like, there's really not much to say just because, like, you saw me yesterday. Literally nothing has changed since yesterday. That's kind of how I feel today about my Doodle Log. It's like, I don't know, I would keep talking or I would say something else, but, like, I don't know, I saw you guys yesterday. There's not much to follow up with. Like, I haven't, like, reloaded my thoughts. Even though it's funny because, like, the things that go on inside this brain, they are incessant and constant. So you'd think I'd never stop talking, but I'll be honest, I get sick of my own voice after a while. Especially if it's not saying anything that I think is, like, meaningful or matters. Talking for the sake of talking is just kind of boring. I have a bad habit of using YouTube and using music like that, where I just put it on as noise rather than actually something worth listening to or absorbing. Just consumption for the sake of consumption, or like noise for the sake of noise. I think I just said that, where it makes things seem a little less quiet, which there is value to. Like, I don't love it when it's super quiet because it just I don't know, makes things seem lonelier. But I don't know. There's this weird point where it's just noise. Like, it's just actual sound and filling of space that, I don't know, feels like it stops me from thinking, or feels like it stops me from learning. Like, if I played, I mean, like, for instance, like, if I'm trying to accomplish something, like, if I'm trying to actually do something, I can't actually have noise go around or be bothering me. Like, with this, like, I think it'd be cool to put music on, but I already have trouble thinking and talking at the same time. So to, like, add another element into that, where I'd probably just fully give up on the drawing or the talking part of this. Although I guess I don't need to talk that much, so maybe there is something to change there. You know who if I could be like a YouTuber or of a quality of YouTuber, it would be someone like there's this animator called Noodle, and his animations are real fun, but also the kind of stuff he puts out, like, not, some of it's like review content ish, like, not really, but it's a lot of, like, just, like, video essays and thought pieces that he just chocks full of, like, opinion and comedy and good points, and it's hard not to look at that and be like, man, I want to have something that I care about in my day to day, like, or like a thought that I want to share and explore, over YouTube or over in some sort of format, And he does animation, he does, like, drawings over it, and I mean, that'd be cool. But right now, I don't really have any thoughts or many opinions on things, and maybe I'm boring. Maybe that's my problem. But I've always been a pretty middle of the road type of person. Like, I don't tend to have a lot of intense feelings about things, because it feels like if you do, like, you're just asking for trouble at some point. Like, someone's gonna fight you on it. Which I guess is, the thing about values and opinions. It's like, to have them is to have something to fight about, or to argue about. Not to say that I don't. Like, I'm a normal person. I think things. I just feel that I'm way more open to, I feel like personally I'm very open to being wrong, and so on the flip side of that, like, if I expect myself to be wrong 90% of the time, then I'm probably not going to say anything out loud, because I'm like, it might bite me in the ass later. not in like a paranoid way, but in like a real bad take um, that might haunt me. Or like, someone will have heard and be like, "Uh-oh, that's a weird way of saying that." It's like, that's not what I meant. Or maybe it is, I don't know. I've been thinking a lot more about becoming part of like a community of some sort, like art community. I think, like maybe like joining Newgrounds, or something like that. I went to art school, and so like that was a pretty artsy fartsy community, but I kind of want to just see if I can't find a group of people that I can work with and contribute something with. That's fun and cool, be part of a discussion. Although I'm very bad at being part of a discussion, just because, like I said, like if I feel like I don't have something to say, I won't say it, or like I feel like it's not that important, which I feel like a lot of my stuff is not worth verbalizing. This is just me talking to myself on here. Like, this is me talking to me, so it's kind of easy to say what I say and do what I do. But I feel like if I'm in a group of people, I will shut up even more so than on here. Don't ask me what this thing is, by the way. Excuse me. Yeah, whatever. I'll save him for another time. He's almost something. That's the thing, right? Is that my stuff is almost something. I just don't know where to go afterwards. I don't know. I don't know why. I just remembered when I was in high school, I tried to do like some comic strips, and they were pretty simple. I had a class where we had to decide what we wanted to learn, like just learn a task over the course of a semester, or learn a skill over the course of a semester. And I was like, okay, I will learn how to draw, or as vague as that was, and so by the end of it, I was like drawing like political, like really terrible political cartoons, and but at some point I made like I had to like come up with multiple different types of characters, and exploring and ideating, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to draw them exactly how I remember them, but they were just these bean dudes. They weren't beans. Like I imagine them being worms, of like sort of wormy. Like they were just, I don't know. Like this definitely isn't the right proportions. Like I don't remember how I drew their eyes exactly. Like it was something like this. I want to say maybe it was. No, I think they were further apart. I think. Just trying to decipher my memories of today, of the characters that I drew. These are pretty fun though. These guys are little. And that was pretty much the idea of the design, just make them like as easy to draw as possible. Oops, it kind of looks like he's throwing gang signs. He's not, I promise. Ooh, I just heard a cat like screaming outside. That was weird. You know, I watch a lot of YouTubers and they'd be recording stuff and sometimes they'll be like, "Oh man, like there was a loud noise out there." And like I never hear it. And I wonder if anyone was ever actually going to hear it or if it's just like cuz it just doesn't get picked up on mics, you know, on like the microphone. So, I wonder if you guys heard it at all, that cat. Gotta get that line of action, yo. Gotta get that. Gotta get cat. Whatever happened to the Black Eyed Peas? Are they still doing stuff? This guy's got a long torso. I don't know how people do painting, like real painting, because you have to cover up all the prep and like practice and not practice, but you have to cover up all the work that you did, and like I'm sure there are ways around like losing that progress and keeping that visual. Like maybe make a copy or take a photo of it for reference, but like you have to paint over all your line work that you put down and hope that you remember. I have a terrible memory. Like I freak out when I lose that guide. Ooh, gotta give him some red juicy feet. Although painting, I think I should do it. I think I'm gonna do it. I think in the next Doodle Log, I think I'll paint a little bit, or digital paint at least. Like, because I found this cool thing where, you know, like I'll draw this. Like this is just me making big old shapes. And then from there, I can come back in and define that. Or like define what's within those shapes. You know, go bigger, go bigger, go bigger. Okay, I'm gonna control that one. That one's gross. Control Z within reason. You know, like don't do it as the default, but if you need it, you need it. It's a tool like anything else. And one of my friends in freshman year of school, I don't know, I was talking about something. I was like, man, I can't do that. That's like cheating or something. You know, the thing that every art student said at some point, like, I can't do that, that's cheating. And he's like, no rules, just tools. You know, like, there's no such thing as cheating if you get a good thing out. Like, if you get a good product out, then, I mean, so long as you're not, like, plagiarizing or, like, ripping from somebody else or tracing, provided the context doesn't allow that, you know, like, you're good. It's a cool face. That came out pretty cool. I think I gotta start with bigger, blockier shapes and then just detail those. I'm kind of vibing with this guy too. This guy's kind of great. Yeah, that's a pretty good page. All right. That's all for today. I'll see you guys later. Bye.